Hello and welcome to this episode of the Mixtape podcast. This is where we take a deep dive into the inspirations and influences of my guest as I ask them to select 6 tracks for their imaginary mixtape. Track 1 is an attention grabber. Track 2 is a song they sing in the car or the shower. Track 3 is a cover version. For track 4, I'll ask them to pick a song they wish they could have played to their 18-year-old selves. Track 5 is a song they would use to woo someone. Track 6 is a track that my guest feels doesn't get the attention or recognition that it deserves. If you'd like to support the creation of this podcast, it's patreon.com/mixtape podcast, or you can check out the link in the description below. You can join for free or subscribe for as little as $2 a month. There's lots of other Patreon-only content on there, including the opportunity to ask guests a question and to have a personalised mixtape playlist curated by yours truly. There's lots of other ways you can support me, a like or a follow on social media. Again, there's links in the description for that. Or if you are listening on Spotify, you can smash the follow icon or you can rate the podcast. All of these little things go a long way towards growing the platform, and I really, really appreciate it. Thanks so much for listening, and I hope you enjoy this episode. Hello and welcome to this mixtape for KCR 102.5 FM and the mixtapepodcast.com. Joining me today, it's an absolute pleasure to be talking to Rose Parker. How are you, Rose?
G'day, Mark. I am great. How are you?
Very well, thanks. As people can probably hear, it's a little bit noisy
where
we
are. It's Sunday. We're at a Sunday session, Mark.
Yeah.
It's West Australia. It's Freo. We are where we should be, mate.
Absolutely. It's way better than doing it from my dingy little office over Zoom. Yeah, we'll see how this.
See how we go.
Yeah, that's right. Now we're talking, Rose, about your single "Because of You," and it's to raise awareness and look at the Thank You Day that's coming up.
Yep.
That's the 17th of November.
Yep.
So just tell us sort of a little bit like why you felt, inspired or, driven to write a song like that and what Thank You Day sort of means to you.
Yep, thank you. I'd love to talk about this because how the heck do you start to write a song about organ donation? It's nothing that was on my to write about list, but 2 years ago my family lost our brother. I'm the oldest of 5. Timmy was number 2, and we lost him in a tragic accident, Mark. The kind of thing you never expect to happen to your family. You get the phone call from the police, the whole bit, and our bro was on life support for 3 days, and then we were told there's no hope and we've got to turn everything off. So my heart goes out to anyone that's listening that has walked that journey, and I was really grateful I had 3 siblings and alongside me. Our brother was a registered organ donor, which I knew because he used to have the conversation with me. So all we had to do, Mark, was sort of walk alongside our bro in those last days and honour his wishes. And we did. It was really clear to do that, And since then, I feel like I've been immersed in this journey I'd never walked before, and of finding out what organ donation is about and what it does for people. So since then, I have met people that have received organ donations and been able to have conversations with them about how dramatically their life has changed. And it's given me another layer of what my brother's decision did for other people. Here in Australia, we kind of pride ourselves on looking out for our mates, and I didn't realise that being a registered organ donor is that at a next entire level. My brother Tim used to say, I'm not going to need them where I'm going, Rose, so someone down here may as well have them. Yeah. And that's actually what I articulated in the first verse of this song. It's his words. And then it just sort of goes from there. We've received letters from people who've been the recipients of his organs. One was a mother of a young man, and just saying they just can't express their gratitude, like life's pretty crazy at the moment. There's so much shit going on and we can feel so helpless, and this is a small decision that we as individuals can make that profoundly affects other people's lives who are waiting for something like that. So I would never have thought of writing this, Mark, but then the divine Bonnie Raitt, who I adore, guitar queen, like last year she won a Grammy for writing the song just like that. And that song is about organ donation. And she wrote it because she read a story about a woman who had locked herself away, grieving the loss of a son, blaming herself for the loss of her son. And then one day someone knocks on her door, and it is the young man that received her son's heart.
Wow.
And he's been hunting for her for 2 years. Yeah. And this woman, and Bonnie Raitt just read this story, this woman gets to lay her head on the chest of the young man and gets to hear her son's beating heart. Yeah. And that is the beginning of that woman's healing journey back to herself.
Oh, exactly, that's what I was just going to say.
Phenomenal. I mean, I got tears down my eyes just here. I would never have... My brother had asked me to write a song for him, and after his passing, I attempted to write a song, and it was just sad, Mark. It was just a goodbye song, and it was sad. Then I heard Bonnie sing that song, and then I was asked to sing at the World Transplant Games, and those things coalesced, and what I ended up writing was an anthem that honours my brother's journey and also expresses the joy of recipients of organ donation. And I got to perform it in front of 5,000 people, including 1,000 athletes as they marched into Optus Stadium, ready to run races and do events that they could only do because they've been given a second chance at life from organ donation. What a freaking honour as a songwriter.
What a fantastic moment for you as a songwriter, and a fantastic way to honour your brother's memory.
Absolutely.
Yeah, superb.
Phenomenal. So it's I've never written a song like it in my life, and it was inspiration and a deadline, Mark, that helped me write that. So that's what I'm releasing this week.
If anyone listening, Rose, is unsure or wants to be an organ donor or is unsure of the process, where do people need to go? Is it donatelife.gov.au? Is that the website?
That's right, it's a website. Look, back in the day we all thought we just tick the boxes on our licence, which is what we used to do, but today we ask for a little bit more. So my husband's just bringing me a second glass of wine. Thank you, darling. What a good man. What a good man. But today we go to a website, exactly as you just said, donatelife.org.au, because the most important thing is that you as the individual make the decision. You tick the boxes, and the second part of the process is you have the conversation with your loved ones.
Absolutely.
Which my brother had with me. My brother Tim had a mild learning disability, so his reading and writing wasn't quite up to speed. So I helped him with that, and that's the reason I knew. And could communicate that to my brothers and sisters. The second important part of the conversation is having the conversation with your loved ones. So since that time, Mark, I have become an organ donor. Prior to that, I was probably like lots of Aussies that went, that's a good idea. I'll get around to that. And I hadn't. I have now. Because my husband and my son, I don't want them to make that decision.
Absolutely.
I've made that decision. And if someone gets my heart and lungs, they'll be really lucky. And I hope they sing gospel.
Oh, that would be how amazing would that be? How amazing. I remember back in the day, I don't know if it was the same in Australia, but we're of a certain age, Rose, where we can remember this far back. I used to have a little red cardboard card that I used to carry in my wallet. That was an organ donor card.
That's right. That's outmoded. We're digital folks. Go to the website and sign up.
And I remember I carried it for about 15 years, and one day someone said to me, no, when you do your licence application now, you have to tick a box, and obviously now again it's moved on another step.
So are you an organ donor?
I am. I am.
And the really finer, pointier bit of it is, even if you tick the boxes, you might not be an organ donor, because if you live a long life and die a lovely natural death, what we're talking about here is if someone dies in pretty tragic circumstances, and that's why it's really important that you make the decision. Because it was really traumatic what happened to our bro, and
it's hard enough.
We spent 3 days in ICU. Can I just give a huge shout out to Royal Perth Hospital and any staff in any ICU unit? They were absolutely amazing, and the care that they gave our brother was so beautiful. It's too emotive to make the decision in that space. So you as an adult individual, you make the decision, and then your loved ones, like we did, just walk alongside honouring your last will and testament. Yes, I'm really grateful my brother showed me the way in that.
Absolutely. If people want to catch up with you, connect with you, download your music, give you a follow or whatever on the socials. What's your is it roseparkermusic.com.au? Is that
it is. That's my website. Okay. Come there, and if you want to download the song, you can do it from there. Thank you. Yeah. And Instagram, same, Rose Parker Music. Facebook, Rose Parker Music. And Bandcamp, of course. But yeah, they're so website, Insta, and Facebook are the three digital platforms. These haven't entered TikTok world, Mark. There's too much else to do, and I'm a face-to-face girl, as you probably worked out by now already. Yep. I love living life with people in real time. I love gigging live, and actually I've got a live gig November 22nd with the gorgeous Delilah Rose, who's coming over from Queensland. Hello. So if you want to come and see us live, November 22nd we're at Lyrics Underground doing our Songs in the Round vibe, because it all starts with a voice, a guitar and a song. Yeah, no, absolutely. That was on my list, as I just showed you on my notepad. That was my very next talking point, so thanks for covering that off on me already. The amazing Delilah, who's been a fantastic guest. She's been on twice. I listened.
Yeah, it's a fantastic chat. It was very much like we are now. It was just two people having a yarn as opposed to a conversation instead of an interview. Except
she talked about female orgasms, which I was extremely impressed about. Did you learn anything, Mark? He's blushing, folks.
She made me blush as well when she said it.
Good.
But yeah, that is on the YouTube channel and the Spotify if you want to go back and listen to those chats. With Delilah slightly mortifying me with her chat about the female orgasm and everything else.
It's an important thing for all boys to know. Listen up. It'll do well. It'll bode well for you, lads and girls.
I'll leave it to my partner to decide whether I need any brushing up in that department.
Okay.
I'm going to back myself and say probably not. But we'll see.
Hey, and these are the good things about getting older, isn't it, Mark? We learn stuff, you know. Yeah. I like the older version of myself. Yeah, I really do. Absolutely. You know, I'm not afraid about getting older. I have that conversation now more and more with women, women in their 40s who are dealing with menopause and changes. I'm like, you just look after yourself well through that, because there's another side where you kind of clock into a whole power zone, which is what I'm into now. Right, and I'm just like, so my next idea for a band, Mark, is an all-female heavy rock band called the Crones. And we're just going to sing about all the things we're completely pissed off about in life. So watch this space.
I'll be looking out for the Menopause EP coming soon.
That's what most fellas say to me.
All right, just a side note on your gig with Delilah, I was looking at booking lyrics for a radiophone gig for KCR.
Great.
And I spoke to Luke. And he said, I'm really sorry, the 22nd's not available. But he said, but there was nothing on the website. And I was like, well, there's nothing on your website, what's going on? And he went, it's Delilah and Rose. And I was like, all right, that's all right then.
What?
That's fine then, that's cool, yeah. But then I looked straight away, I was like, well, I'm free that night, so I can come down and see you.
Maybe, can we give you a shout out? What can we do? What can we do to collaborate on this?
I don't know, maybe we'll have a chat on the night. And
hey, we should get you up on stage and bloody interview you. All right, to be decided.
Yeah, maybe. Well, that's already in the works for anyone. For regular listeners will know that episode 99 and 100 is going to be centred around me and the origins of the mixtape. So yeah,
and
that's coming up.
Are you going to do that in a gig setting? Is that
no,
what you're thinking?
He lives in England, so that'll be over Zoom. Unfortunately, I tried to get him when I was back in the UK not that long ago, and we tried to make it happen. He lives in the far north of England and I was down south, and I had the kids and I had to go and stay overnight, and it just logistically it just didn't work, which is devastating.
Juggling the balls.
We were going to do exactly what we're doing now. Two old friends sitting in a pub having a beer, having a chat about music, and I was so looking forward to it. But we never got to it.
Yeah.
Never mind. Okay, Rose. Let's talk about your mixtape track choices.
Okay.
Thanks so much for sending them through in advance. It's always lovely when that happens. I love to see that, because if there's anything there that I'm not familiar with, I can brush up a little bit.
Do you know the Holy Holy?
No, I don't. That was, I've not heard of it. Are they a WA band? Because I had a WA sound about them, an Australian.
Melbourne.
Right. Okay.
Oh my gosh, I love these lads so much. Okay, so my
track one, Attention Grabber, Rose. You're jumping ahead already. Slow down, mate. Slow down. Right, track one of your mixtape, Rose. Yes. What is a song that you feel would kick off your mixtape in good style as an attention grabber?
It was a hard choice. I actually have three choices and the one I selected. I love The War on Drugs. Anything by The War on Drugs. Yeah. Red Eye, Pain, I love that. Good Fortune by PJ Harvey, or Hotel La Sirene by All Them Witches. But what won it out for me was Teach Me About Dying by the Holy Holy, who I've seen live twice. Two lads from Melbourne. Look, big pop indie anthems. I love the production they put around their music. They've grown so much. And this particular song also features the backing vocals of two Melbourne girls. They're called Clues. And the chorus says, "Teach me about dying so I can learn how to live." And the song I've just written because of you also is are moving through grief in order to live on the other side of it. And this anthem by Holy Holy also is not afraid to go to the moment of grief, because then out of that you just live this other whole section of life where you're just not going to waste a minute.
Yeah. There's not many songs, I don't think, that are about dying and death and talking about it that are as upbeat and banger as that.
This is a banger.
Yeah, it's a great
and
track.
My husband went to see them live when they were here lately. I was away, and they just keep on growing. They are a phenomenal Australian act. So if you do not know the Holy Holy, go find them. Do yourself a favour. It's a joyful jump around the kitchen.
Yeah. Okay, as I always say to everyone, if you're listening on the podcast or the YouTube channel, there will be a link in the description. Just drop down below and you can listen to Rosie's playlist. If you listen on the radio show, obviously you will already know. You'll be hearing the tracks in between the chat. But on the podcast, there'll be a link in the description. I'll also put a link to Rosie's socials and the lyrics, tickets, and also to donatelife.gov.au if you want to get involved in that as well. So all the links will be in the description for that as well. All right, track 2, Rose, is a song you sing when you're on your own in the car or the shower.
All right, well, I'm really on my own in the car. This song is the song that my husband and I always listen to. He's from New Zealand, so we do some great road trips through New Zealand, and it is Style Council, Shout to the Top. Yeah. You're an Englishman, I'm sure you know this tune. I've seen Paul Weller live. Absolutely love the jam and Shout to the Top. I've got so much video footage of us cruising through these winding New Zealand streets with Shout to the Top, bum, bum, and the strings, like it's such 90s strings, isn't it? Like it's a love Lisa Stansfield as well, and it's just that whole 90s English sound, and it's happy. It's joy in a jar.
It is. What I love about Paul Weller is for me, he's like a true artist in the sense of he was obviously frontman and songwriter with the Jam. Yep. Then he had a solo career, Style Council. Yep.
Solo career again.
He just follows his
muse.
Whatever comes out is what comes out, and if it's not 3-minute pop hits, it don't matter. He's an artist, and he just puts out what's inside of him, and I absolutely love him for that. I've been a massive fan. I've had the absolute joy of speaking to Bruce Foxton from the Jam on the podcast. That was
I'm going to have to go
massive.
into that. What number's that? I'm going to have to go check that out.
And I spoke to Bruce about what hearing Down in the Tube Station at Midnight to me meant to me when I first heard it, when I was like a 10-year-old boy, and it had a massive influence on me musically and as a person, and how I look at life as well. So that was such a pleasure to chat to him about that.
And look, isn't that the thing? Music does influence how we think, how we feel, how we connect with other people. I go to a gig and I leave feeling different. I know, I can already tell looking at you have had that experience.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And that is what I hope people experience when they come to one of my gigs, because I am not afraid to go there and to be vulnerable and to talk about everything from death to love to to raising kids to all the things, we get to articulate the commonality of our human experience. So what I want to do in my music is celebrate our common human experience and celebrate our diversity. What
I love about gigs as well is it's the community connection, where everyone in the room,
in a live room,
they're all feeling the
same thing.
It's that connection,
And I get to see that as an artist. I will look out at stage. Oh, mate, I connect with people, and someone just quietly nodding their head. I'm gold. And it's an era, Mark, isn't it, where we actually do need to be reminded of the things we agree on, because there's such dissent in the world at the moment, which is very distressing to many people. And yet humans do want the same things. We want to feel safe, we want to feel loved, we want our children to be raised happy and healthy, we want to be free to worship or sing or do what we want to do in our community and let other people do the same thing right alongside us without judgment and without aggression. So bring it on.
There's an artist that I'm going to introduce you to after this that I know you're going to love if you're not already familiar.
We're already going to the Fink gig, aren't we?
Yeah, and that as well, yeah. So his name's Luke Concannon. And he's a singer and songwriter from a band called Nizlopi, who were big in the UK.
I don't know this.
Right.
Okay, cool.
And Nizlopi have a song called Glastonbury, and there's a line in that which I absolutely love. And it's about the Glastonbury Festival, the song, and the line is
on the bucket list.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, same. The line of that song is, "We love festival communities because our own communities are dead." Like that, just to me encompasses what people get out of the live music experience is that feeling of community and connection.
It's very tribal.
You'll love Nizlopi and Luke.
Oh, I love it.
Honestly.
Thanks. I'm already introduced to a new musical artist. Fantastic.
That's what the mixtape's all about.
I love it.
That's what the mixtape's all about. All right, track 3, Rose, is what's your favourite cover version?
Oh, this was really hard. All right, from listening to your other mixtapes, I know that we both share a love of Joe Bonamassa.
Yeah.
All right, so high on the list was Joe Bonamassa and Beth Hart doing I'd Rather Go Blind.
I'm going to get Beth Hart on the podcast one day. That's going to happen one day.
Oh my gosh.
I'm quite close. I've been working at it for a while.
I was listening to her 20 years ago. Her first album out of her rehab was amazing. And to see her collaborating with another instrumentalist like Joe Bonamassa is just divine. I also absolutely love Susan Tedeschi from the Tedeschi Truck Band's married to Derek Trucks. That woman gets to have a 12-piece band with Derek Trucks on guitar, and she sings like Bonnie Raitt. So I love both her and Bonnie Raitt's version of Angel and Montgomery. But the song that made my top list, do you love how I'm getting my three options in?
For anyone who wasn't listening at the start, I said to Rose, no one gets an honorary mention. I'm the only one who gets that.
And I'm doing my top 3.
Fair play to you, mate. Go for it.
Because I love music. But my top one it has to be, and anyone that knows me will understand why, it's Landslide by the Dixie Chicks. I'm a huge Fleetwood Mac fan. I'm a huge Stevie Nicks fan. I love reading autobiographies by musicians and artists, and I've read everything from Stevie Nicks, Mick Fleetwood. I love hearing the journey. Often we only get to see the end point, but there's a lot of pain and sorrow and sweat and blood that goes into making an album and making music. So Landslide by the Chicks. They were the Dixie Chicks, they're now the Chicks.
They've dropped the Dixie now, I noticed.
Yeah, they don't want to be associated with that. If you haven't seen the doco on them, I recommend it. Landslide is a phenomenal song that I often do in my show if I feel like dropping a cover in. It's the poetry of Stevie Nicks, and the Dixie Chicks are phenomenal instrumentalists, and I love 3-part harmony. You know that I'm also in the Holy Smoke with Delilah Rose and Carly Rae, and we do this song in the Holy Smoke. 3-part harmony is like going to heaven. It's magic, and singing with other women in 3-part harmony is amazing. I learnt to sing harmony with my mother in the kitchen. And something ethereal, something spiritual happens when your voices join with other voices. And we experienced that in the Holy Smoke. I heard Delilah talk about it in her mixtape interview with you. The first time we did Down to the River, we all just looked at each other and went, what just happened? And the audience feels that too, like we were saying, Mark. So what you feel in a room, it's like, whoof. And research, neuroscience now knows what happens to our brain when we listen to music that we love. All those endorphins and dopamines are being released, and we're connecting as a tribe, and that's what music's given to us for. And so Landslide by the Dixie Chicks is my cover selection.
I'm not going to say too much about that, because out of the ones you mentioned, it's my least favourite of your list. But I feel
understand.
Like if you do a cover version, I think what they do with it is great. But I think if you're covering someone else's song, if you can make it sound different, I like that. That's my personal preference.
To make it your own.
Make it your own.
I went and listened to Fink do that Alison Moyet song after. Next level.
I'll give it a trailer now. So for anyone who's not familiar, Fink's coming to Perth on the 19th of November.
Going.
And
Sofa Sounds, go get your tickets.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do, this will go out on Saturday's B-side show. On Tuesday's A-side show, I'm putting out a Fink special show where I'm playing the Stamps, who are supporting Fink. I'm going to be playing out the interview that I had with Fink, and I'm also going to be playing some tracks from his vinyl-only release, the Low Swing Sessions, and there'll be some incredible cover versions from Fink on that show that you will not hear anywhere else. No one else will be playing them. They're not on Spotify. They're not on YouTube.
How did you get them?
Yeah, there's some great tracks. There's a couple.
How did you get them?
Because I got the vinyl.
Oh,
I got the vinyl.
Nice,
yeah. I got him to send me one, and it was a phenomenal recording.
Fantastic.
There's a little drum and bass track on there as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's really, really good recording. So there's 2 tracks from it are on Spotify, Black Hole Sun and the incredible Bowie cover, Modern Love. But the other 6 tracks are not only on vinyl. I love
Black Hole Sun. Yeah. Oh my God!
And
EDM. I didn't even put any EDM songs into my playlist, which I also love and listen to constantly. And David Bowie.
Yeah.
I didn't even get David Bowie in here. I get to be part of a Bowie show that happens here every year.
Oh, yeah.
I get to sing Life on Mars. And Lady Grinning Soul.
So is that like a tribute show, is it?
Yeah, it is.
Whereabouts is that?
We do it at Freo Social on Bowie's birthday, usually around the 9th of January. It's called the Mind Warp Pavilion. Right. It is for lovers of Bowie. We do an entire album, and then we do the hits and obscures as well.
Right, okay.
Mind Warp Pavilion. Go find the Facebook page, check that out. So it's usually at Freo Social early in January.
Yeah, okay, all right.
Check it out.
I'll put the link in the description for that as well.
I'll invite you to that,
all right,
Mark.
Nice one.
Come
Thanks
as my
very
guest.
Much. Thanks very much. All right. And track 4, Rose, is what's a song that you wish you could have played to your 18-year-old self?
Again, so many options. Okay, so I still remember the first time I saw Melissa Etheridge standing on MTV's playing acoustic guitar like I'd never seen a woman play it, singing Bring Me Some Water. That was life-changing. But I also remember mid-90s in my blue and yellow kitchen hearing Alanis Morissette roar out You Ought to Know.
Yeah.
And I can still see myself just physically stopped. I didn't know a woman could sing like that and articulate that kind of rage in a song. I love the 90s. I love, Nirvana and the emergence of Foo Fighters out of that, Pearl Jam, anything to do with that indie acoustic vibe. And the ability to articulate what the hell you were thinking and feeling, all the emotions, not just prettiness, if I could say it like that, as a female artist. Yeah. That was life-changing. Yeah.
Have you heard the hidden track on that album that explains
at the end
everything? Yeah. Your House, the a cappella track.
Yes.
That's my favourite song of
I love it.
I absolutely love that song.
I love that. And she's touring right now and having an absolute ball,
Yeah.
I also love Ani DeFranco, who I got to tour nationally with twice. She is a phenomenal punk folk singer-songwriter who also changed my world.
She's a really early exponent of the sort of DIY way of performing and recording and putting your music out there.
She's the reason my first band, the Velvet Janes, her management sponsored us, and we got O1 visas to live and work in the States for 3 years because of Ani DeFranco. So she transplanted her DIY blueprint onto us and helped make it possible for us as 2 women in the early 20s, to get our butts on a plane and get to the United States. And we toured there for 3 years. And that was life-changing. And to see a female artist doing everything from the ground up was phenomenal. It's probably a blueprint I still have on myself now. I've never had management or a record label. I've sung since I was 4. I played guitar since I was 12. I wrote my first bad song at 15, and I think I've pretty much worked out how to write a song that reflects some authentic experience. It doesn't have to be everything, and I love so many different styles of music, as I'm loving this conversation with you today, Mark. And I love connecting with other music lovers. They are my tribe, you know. Yeah. Music lovers, ocean lovers, and dog lovers. You're in.
You should definitely meet my partner. You get on really well.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I was just on that. Like the biggest and the reason why I wanted to do this show when I first started doing it, and it's 2 years to the day. My first show ever went out.
Oh, really?
There.
Have you only been doing this for 2 years?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Crikey.
It's mad, yeah, I know. It feels like so much longer, but that's why I came to it so late, and I realised the moment I pushed the fader up on the desk for the first time and started speaking, at 50 years old, I found my thing.
I found my thing. That,
so now I know I've got a limited amount of time, So
As
I
we
just
all do.
throw myself into it as much as I possibly can
love
to
that,
get as much
Mark.
out of it while I can. And when someone messages me and says, oh, I love that song you played the other night, or can you tell me what that track was, or because I really love that, that's the biggest buzz. Sharing that music is a phenomenal feeling. Like when someone says, oh, I really love that. And I was talking, I can't remember who it was I was interviewing, but it was a recent interview, and we were talking about how when you meet someone new for the first time, and you invariably, and I'm sure you're the same as me, the conversation will turn to music within about 30 seconds.
Yep.
When you find similar artists that you're into quickly like that, it's like you super speed your getting to know one another.
Yep.
For like a month,
Yep.
and you're already that far down the line.
Yep.
When you realise you've got that common, you've had those
Yep.
common experiences, you listen to it the same way, you've been to the same gigs or seen them live, it's just like an instant connection. Like a quicker connection than you would normally would. And I love that about music. That's one of the things that I love about it.
I love
the
that.
most.
It is a universal language like that. Do you love the Idols?
I do. They come up on the podcast all the time.
Their song
All the
Mother,
time.
I was just like, mouth
Yeah.
hanging open,
Yeah.
watching these young men jump around, rage, but they are honouring the women in their life and their mothers. Bring it on, come on. I love it, you know.
I think the first time they came up on the podcast, the amazing Rat Salad picked an Idols track, and the track was Television, and the lyric they talked about was if you I can't remember what it said. If someone else spoke about you the way you speak about you, I'd punch them in the face or something like that. Like just that incredible
it's awesome.
way of looking at things. I love Idols.
I love them.
I think after Bob Dylan, I think they are one of the most popular picks on the mixtape.
So good. And are you into All Them Witches? Have you heard about them?
No.
They nearly made my first track. Please go check out All Them Witches, Hotel La Serene. They're an amazing 3-piece out of, I don't know, but I love them on KPX. What's that live show? KPX.
KPXN, is it?
Yes, KPX. Yeah. Go watch them on that.
KXP.
The live show. The live show. They're also one of my absolute favourites.
This show's chock full of recommendations tonight, so there's going to be bundles of links in this description, and there's going to be loads of. Normally, I have to think a little bit about what other songs I'm going to play to go alongside the chat, but we've talked about
War on Drugs, All Them Witches, Ani DeFranco, Indigo Girls.
Yeah, they're all going to be on there. You Had Time by Ani DeFranco is one of my favourite songs of all time, so that will definitely be in there.
She's gorgeous.
Yeah. All right, let's get on because we've got Andrew Farriss to see.
Oh yes. Yeah, we're going to a gig. We're going to a gig, isn't that great? We're here having a wine in Mrs. Brown's prior to going and seeing Andrew Farriss do his gig. And what an amazing thing, you know. I mean, he was part of NXS, such a huge band. And, you know, darling Michael has gone and Andrew is doing his own music, and it's a country album. I believe after this he's off to Nashville to do the Grand Ole Opry.
Yeah.
And that's brave. To me, that also reminds me of Dave Grohl stepping out from behind the drums in the biggest band of the world at the time, Nirvana, and starting Foo Fighters. Yeah. What an act of bravery, you know.
It's like we were saying earlier with Paul Weller, it's the same thing. He's just following his muse wherever it takes him. And if he's, Andrew Farriss has played,
stadiums,
tens of thousands of people in stadiums.
And he's
at Wembley
next door
Stadium,
at Mojo's tonight. Don't you love that?
Yeah, and I'm sure he's getting as much a buzz out of connecting with that smaller crowd as he did then.
We'll be yelling.
Yeah. All right. What do we get up to?
We are up to
Track 5, Rose. If you were making up a mixtape for a romantic interest, someone you were trying to woo with your mixtape, like back in the day with your husband, did that ever happen? And if it did, what track would you use for that?
Oh my gosh. All right, I'm with the most gorgeous man in the world, Mark, and so it was hard to cast my mind back, but I'm going to share something that we love together, and what I love is Nick Cave, and it's not Into Your Arms, it is Palaces of Montezuma.
Yeah.
And I love the music, doom, 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 doom. I love the groove, the grind. It is by Grinder Man. I love the carnality, actually, of this song. And I went and read what Nick wanted to do when he was writing it. And he said it's the most unromantic love song. It's like a list of the impossibly wonderful gifts you would like to give to your loved one. He wants to give her the hanging gardens of Babylon.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Come lay at my feet. And he wrote it for his beautiful wife, Susie. Nick Cave is such a phenomenal poet. I'm a huge fan, and even more so in recent years. You know, if anyone hasn't seen his interview with both Lee Sales and one of the American fellows about grief and how he's transmuted the grief that darling man's lost not one but two of his children. And I suppose I can also just briefly touch with that or connect with that in having just written this song for my Because of You, which was also touched by the grief of losing my brother, but a desire to reach up and beyond that to a joy, to another level of emotion, because you have to move through grief. You can't stay there, or it will consume you. And mine was my brother, but to think of Nick and it being two of his sons, I'm just like, oh my goodness.
That is unimaginable.
Oh, unimaginable. And yet his tour he's doing now and this album, Wild God, I mean, I'm going to go see that. I don't know if you are. So Palaces of Montezuma is my love song. But an honourable mention has to go to the Pogues, which was my wedding song, which was Love You Till the End of Time.
That is one of my, how can I put this? When I first met my partner I'm with now, obviously she's Irish.
Yes.
Love You Till the End.
Yeah, Love You Till the End. We
man.
walked into that. So as a couple, we were in our 40s, so I wasn't going to have no one give me away. I was giving myself to my husband. And we walked in together onto the beach, hand in hand, to the Pogues, Love You Till the End. It was, the sun was setting, it was an orange sky in Frio, there were frickin' dolphins, I mean, and a sailing ship on the horizon.
Yeah. What more do you want?
It was ridiculous. And it was the Pogues, Love You Till the End.
That's an amazing track. I'm gonna drop that one on as well. Why not?
Please do.
This show's going to run for about 3 hours, I think. But that's all right. It doesn't matter. It's all quality music, so it doesn't matter.
But Palaces of Montezuma, love it.
I wasn't sure if you were, when you picked it as your track 5, the version of that I know and love is from the live Alexandra Palace album that he did, just solo at the piano.
Which is also
it's fantastic. A completely different vibe.
And I was reading how he did that show, and he did that in Conversations, his strip back show. But I love the drums and the bass in it, because they're do and the backing vocals and the chorus, come out of the cold. Like, it's so simple. Like all this extravagance of what he wants to give his lover, but at the end of the day he's saying, just come out of the cold. And there's a little reference there, isn't there, to Into My Arms. Let me just be enough. Long-term love is something I really like writing about. I've written a few songs around that. I've been with my husband for 20 years and I love him more madly and more deeply than I did the first day we met. And music's part of the glue that holds us together.
Absolutely. When we finish recording, I'll talk to you about how music runs through my current relationship.
We could talk for another 3 freaking hours.
I'll probably stop recording before we get that. We'll be all night. All right. Okay.
Last
Finally, Rose. Track 6 of your mixtape is something you feel doesn't get the sort of recognition or attention that it deserves.
I love Broad Radio. Broad Radio is a new initiative that started here in Australia in the last few weeks. It's by women for women. Obviously, I'm a big advocate of women's voices, having been in the music industry for 25 years, starting with the Velvet Janes in the late 90s. I know what I've had to slowly and steadily walk with, and I heard Rebecca Barnard being interviewed by Tracy Hutchinson, and she sang this song called Black Coral. I was so immediately taken with it. It caused me to do a deep dive. I went to her page. There's under 1,000 followers on this girl's page. She is Rebecca's Empire from the 90s. And I found Black Coral and I listened to it. It's on an album called Songs of Meditation and Songs for Listening and Meditation. Divine songs. So this woman has continued to put out music since her heyday of Rebecca's Empire. She is a phenomenal songwriter and singer. Beautiful sounds. And so Black Coral is a song I invite you to go and have a listen to and do a deep dive into Rebecca Barnard and see what else she's up to.
You mentioned the 90s there, and when I got sort of a minute or two into that track, I don't like making comparisons because everyone's, I think, standalone in
what
their own right.
What did it remind you
of?
But
early, for first or second album, Verve,
Verve, who I love.
Or like it's a bit trip hoppy, Portishead sort of tricky.
Everything But the Girl. Portishead, totally, which I love. All that. I love 90s.
Sometimes
too.
people pick their track 6 and I listen to it and go, oh. But other times, like that, I will be doing that exact deep dive.
I'm so glad you enjoyed it. Fink also was on my short list, as was Delilah Rose.
Yeah, of course.
Her last Moxie album.
Nearly,
I wasn't sure if I was allowed to pick a mate, but Delilah Rose's album Moxie, in particular, I love Thin Black Line. I just think that's an absolute banger. Banger.
Mama for me off that album.
Oh, yeah.
That, as a husband and a father, that really made me look at what it means to be a mum.
Mama don't feel like putting on her red dress.
It made me look at it and understand it so much better
and
deeper.
That.
I love that track. I love that track. And I sent a friend of mine, shout out Kirsty, if you're listening, I know she will because she's always listening. She went through a very difficult time after the birth of her daughter.
Baby,
with postnatal depression and stuff like that.
I
sent her that track and she said, oh, I'm in bits like listening to that.
I love that. And they're
really
all conversations we need to have, aren't they? Music enables us to have a conversation that we perhaps couldn't have just with words. When you combine lyrics with a melody, it goes into a different part of the brain. It gets processed differently. And I guess that's my hope with this song, Because of You. You know, organ donation is not a conversation I'd ever thought of having. But after meeting people who'd become recipients, Mark, and they have got to be the most grateful bunch of people on the planet Earth. And when I saw what my brother's choice and gift gave someone else, it's been life-changing for myself and my family. And it's actually helped us transmute our grief, because what's happened is we don't get to just finish off our brother's journey with a tragic accident. We would have stopped there, and it would have been brutal. But instead, he was an organ donor. So the end of my brother's journey is he gave life to other people. And we get to take that journey with him.
Absolutely. It's a fantastic, it's an amazing gift. I think it's the greatest gift anyone can give anyone else. So if you're thinking about it or you want more information, it's donatelife.gov.au to become an organ donor. Rose, just to round out the chat, future plans, what you got coming up in the sort of early part of 2025?
Okay, so like many artists during COVID, I went into the studio. So I have recorded 13 new tracks.
Right, okay.
Blood on the Water I released last October. That was the first single for my album, and to my delight, it won a National Songwriting Award. I couldn't believe that. I've been a bridesmaid 17 times in songwriting. It's like architectural awards. It's like getting, I'm not into competitions, but it's like getting a little tick from your peers going, this is a great example of good craftswomanship. So I took that and let myself absorb that. That was delightful. Thank you, Australian Songwriting. ASA, Australian Songwriting Association. Then I released a song this year with a young 19-year-old called Fuck You Fia, which is a great anthem for women. Go check that out. It's a conversation between a 19-year-old and a 50-year-old telling her what she wished she'd known. That was fun. Now I'm releasing this song, and now I've got 12 more songs to release. So I'm going to release a couple of singles and then drop an album called Beauty and the Ashes in the middle of next year. And so I'll be busy doing all of that. This is the beginning of that sort of journey.
Fantastic. So it's roseparkermusic.com.au if you want to connect with Rose and music and her Bandcamp and social media and gig tickets and all that stuff. That is where you will find all that information. Rose, it's been an absolute pleasure. And sometimes I say that and I don't mean it, but today I really, really do mean it. It's been an absolute pleasure chatting to you, mate. Thanks so much for coming on the show.
An absolute delight to meet you, another music lover, and get out and go and see music live.
Absolutely. On that note, thanks, Rose. Cheers.
Ciao. Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to the Mixtape podcast. All the links that you will need are in the description below. Link to my Patreon, my guest website and social media, my social media, and the link to the Mixtape tracks playlist as chosen by today's guest. Thanks so much for listening. Until next time.